It is important we draw the attention of so many people to this, as so many people from across the world are mourning the late Herbert Wigwe, his wife and his first son. It is important for us to realize that when you die is the time people will know whether you live a good life or whether you lived a bad life. There is no doubt that there is no perfect human being on earth. Herbert Nwigwe's testimony proves that this man was trying his possible best to live a good life, and he was a good man. There is no doubt about that. Now, you see, there is something I have been thinking right from the day this man passed on, and that is every one of us are going to leave this earth. Every one of us, whether you like it or not. And I think it is a big lesson to this political class, our political elite. I'm so much happy that they experienced everything about the burial of this man, and they saw how people were speaking good about Herbert. Now, my question to so many people who has been following the burial of this our beloved banker, Herbert Wigwe, and his wife and his first son, the question to you is this: if you die today, or if you pass on, let me use the word, if you pass on, how will people speak about you? What are people going to talk about you? If someone like President Ahmed Tinubu passed on today, what are people going to say about him? If Godswill Akpabio passed on today, what are people going to say about him? If P2B passed on today, what are people going to say about him? You yourself listening to me, if you pass on today, what are people going to say about you? That is the point of this video. I want the political elite to understand that as they have laid Herbert to rest, that one day everyone will be laid to rest. So many people are testifying how Herbert has affected their life positively. So many people are testifying how he came to their rescue in the time of urgent need that no one could. I listen to the Emir of Kano, Sanusi, and listen to Dangote, and listen to so many political class. But there are so many downtrodden people that are testifying good about these people because they don't have money anyway. You won't hear them. So many people are speaking good about this man. How many people he's training in the university, people are talking about it. How he helped the church, people are talking about it. So I think it is time for us to reflect, especially for our political class. All those money that you people are looting, where are you people taking it to? All those money that you are looting, the money that belongs to the masses, where are you taking it to? No one knows what will happen to him next. If Herbert knew that this would happen, maybe he would have prevented it. But, you know, time and nature happened to everyone. But my joy is not that he died or he passed on. My joy is that this man, to his possible best as human, he lived a good life. It is rare. So many people don't have this kind of testimony that Herbert have. So I am encouraging our political class, our business class. If you die today, what would people say about you? If Emefiele, our former CBN governor, died today, what would people say about him? If Dangote passed on today, what would people say about him? Life is so sweet, life is good, but it takes a second for you to be lifeless. Just a second when your breath ceased. Think about this. So, you that is sponsoring terrorism, what gain will you achieve from it? You that is sponsoring violence, you that is rigging an election, what gain will you derive from it? I hope you are thinking what I'm thinking. That after everything you did to inflict pain on the masses, after rigging an election, one day you just pass on without taking nothing. Only thing you will take is a casket no less than 10,000, 100,000, 500,000 naira. Then what is the struggle all for? So I think this is a time to reflect indeed. Well, everyone is driving different message from what happened. I have a different message from it. And to the family, I think this is a big burden to bear. But I want the family also to remember that this is a good name to record. Yes, people are not saying that Herbert is a bad man. I think a good name is better than everything. I understand how it is to lose a loved ones. It is very hard to bear, and it is forever. But you've got to bear it. There is no any other option. You've got to employ different psychological, character to make sure you bear the pain of the loved ones. But it's not going to be easy. But let your joy come from the name that your dad, your nephew, whoever it is to you, he has lived a good life, and I think people should emulate that kind of life. So it's not all about saying too much, but it's all about reflecting to the life of this man, that no matter whom you are, no matter how rich you are, no matter how poor you are as well, no matter how handsome or ugly you are, this same thing is going to happen to everyone. So I think it is important for us to have this so that we would understand that doing bad or evil pays no one good. Because one day people are going to write your biography, people are going to give your testimony. Imagine if this man has done so many things wrong. People would have come out and begin to say, he stole my land, he took my money, he took my wife. But you can see the clean sheet. So that is a story for another day. Let me know what you think about our political class, because I see that almost the whole politician has been going around the barrier, though I don't know what they have learned. But I think this is what they should learn and what they should reflect on. Let your opinion count on the comment section. Let me know what you think about this.
While we remain standing, I want to take the next item on our program.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'll be reading the biography of my sister, Chizoba Nwigwe. Born on July 12, 1967, at the Port Harcourt Delta Clinic, she was a Rivers girl. Chizoba Nwigwe journey is one marked by remarkable determination, humility, and compassion. From her earliest days, she seemed destined for greatness. Born to Chief Cyprian Nwigwe and Adamazi Henrietta Kanu Iyama, a family deeply rooted in ambition and drive, yet also characterized by a profound sense of empathy and care for others. Her educational odyssey took her from Madzawa International School in Victoria Island to the United Nations International School in Manhattan, where she thrived in an environment teeming with global perspectives and opportunities for excellence. It was in New York, amongst the bustling corridors of the Nigerian consulate, where her mother served as commercial consul, that Chizoba began to blossom as she honed her skills and broadened her horizons with quiet confidence. With an unwavering commitment to higher education and personal growth, Chizoba pursued and attained both her first and second degrees in the United States, quietly but resolutely advancing her knowledge and skills. Returning to Lagos, she embarked on a new chapter, immersing herself in the corporate world and completing her National Youth Service Corp with Shell Nigeria, company her father also worked at, where she forged invaluable connections and garnered experience with unassuming humility. It was during this transformative period that fate intertwined her and she crossed paths with Herbert Wigwe, a vibrant young banker whose energy and ambition matched her own. Their union heralded the beginning of a beautiful family, with the arrival of the firstborn, Chizi, who was, by the way, born in my house, followed by Tochi, David, Hannah, and Okachi, each a testament to their enduring love and commitment to one another. Fueled by entrepreneurial spirit and unyielding determination to succeed, Chizoba ventured into the world of business, carving out a niche in exporting and importing with a modest demeanor that belied her formidable skills. Her innate ability to seize opportunities propelled her to the forefront of industry, securing lucrative contracts with both state and federal governments, and cementing her legacy as a titan of commerce and enterprise, all while remaining grounded in humility. Yet amidst her professional triumphs, Chizoba remained steadfast in her devotion to her family and community, her unwavering love and support serving as a beacon of hope and inspiration to all who knew her. Renowned for her loyalty, kindness, and compassion for others, she quietly supported several organizations dedicated to improving the lives of the less fortunate, leaving an indelible mark on the world around her with a quiet yet impactful presence. As she journeys to eternity, Chizoba leaves behind a legacy of integrity, compassion, and resilience embodied by her surviving children, Tochi, David, Hannah, and Okachi, her mother, Adamazi Henrietta Kanu Iyama, and siblings myself, Charles here, Chinedu, and Paulina. Though she may have departed this world, her spirit lives on in the hearts of those who were fortunate enough to call her friend, wife, mother, sister, forever remembered for her non-assuming grace, quiet strength, and boundless compassion for others. Thank you.
Dr. Herbert Wigwe was born at Island Maternity Hospital, Lagos, to Pastor Shingle and Pastor Mrs. Stella Wigwe on August 15, 1966. The nation was in the midst of several political crises, which eventually led to the outbreak of the Civil War the following year. Herbert was their third child, coming after Osita and Chilo, and was followed by Emeka, Peggy, and Stella. During the Civil War, his family settled in various southeastern cities, including Calabar. It was at that time that Herbert learned the Efik language, which he spoke fluently, in addition to his native Ikwere. Upon graduation in 1987 from the University of Nigeria, where he read accountancy, Herbert joined the renowned accounting firm Coopers & Lybrand and worked as a graduate assistant whilst also studying for his chartered accounting examination. Following his qualification in 1989, he chose to pursue a career in banking and joined Capital Merchant Bank as a credit analyst. He worked at Capital Merchant Bank for just a year before yielding to the call for further education. As a recipient of the prestigious Chevening Scholarship, Herbert left for the United Kingdom to study banking and finance at the University College of North Wales, now known as Bangor University. Upon his return, he joined Guarantee Trust Bank in November 1991 as a deputy manager, corporate banking. By December of 1999, Herbert was appointed as one of Nigeria's youngest executive directors and became an integral part in the leadership team that ran Guarantee Trust back then. That institution was regarded as one of Nigeria's finest. In 2001, Herbert and Nwigwe teamed up in an audacious move to buy their own bank, a story today which is a significant reference point to many young men and aspiring entrepreneurs within the African continent. Herbert was appointed Deputy Managing Director post the acquisition of Access Bank in 2002. For the next 11 years, the duo, as they are fondly called, worked exceedingly hard to transform what was a 4th division bank into one of Nigeria's finest institutions and a top 5 bank by 2013, when Nwigwe left the scene and handed over to his friend and partner, Herbert Wigwe, as the Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the bank. Herbert, upon assuming duties as the CEO, was tasked with the vision of positioning the bank as one of the world's most respected African bank. Herbert took on this task and in his time transformed the institution into one of Africa's largest banks, closing at the 15th largest financial institution in the continent. He expanded Access Bank into the global space with strong footprints in markets like France, Dubai, China, and our recent regulatory approval for a Hong Kong subsidiary. This he did whilst ensuring that we built a bold inorganic strategy within the continent. At the last count, before Herbert left as the CEO of the bank, the institution had 18 subsidiaries in the African continent. Herbert bestrode the banking sector like a titan, which he was, so much so that he was named African Banker of the Year for 2 consecutive years in 2020 and 2021. As Access Bank CEO, he took on the key responsibility of developing the financial sector, not just in Nigeria, but across the continent. Herbert, in his time, was chairman of the body of bank CEOs, a position he held 3 times and is on record that he's the first to have done so in 3 consecutive mandates. He also embraced Access Bank's sustainability agenda with gusto. He ensured that we operated in. In his time, the bank also set a record as receiving what was almost 8 times in the 9 years Herbert ran the institution for the most sustainable bank in the African continent, an award that was given by Carl Rouge Financial Sustainability Award in Germany. Herbert was also known to have shepherded Access Bank's award-winning merger with Diamond Bank, one that we concluded and transformed our institution into the largest bank in the continent, in Africa, and the largest bank in the continent based on our customer base. The institution has grown to a 28,000 strong employee bank and has ensured that we've leveraged this significant platform to make impact not just in Nigeria, as I earlier said, but across the continent. Beyond making money, Herbert was a true philanthropist. He maintained the bank's corporate citizenship, focused on the arts, health, and education. It's on record that under his stewardship, we started in partnership with Lagos State, what is today known as the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. In partnership with AtX, we created what is the largest art fair in the West Africa, the AtX Lagos. And of course, what he was most proud of, the work he did with the United Nations Children and Educational Fund, UNICEF, to fund the education of indigent students across the African continent. Many of our friends who are seated here have joined us many times in either South Africa or London towards raising money to support education for indigent students in the continent. In 2016, in furtherance to his philanthropic pursuits, Herbert founded the Howe Foundation. It was with a focus on education, health, and youth empowerment. I'm not sure I've seen anyone who has more youthful friends than Herbert did. The Howe Foundation started out by funding what is 23 primary health centers in each of the local governments of Rivers State. This they did in partnership with the Private Sector Alliance, Health Alliance for Nigeria. Herbert began to prepare for life after private business and making money. As you all know, Herbert was not someone who was afraid of what was waiting for him next. He left the bank 2 years before his limit tenure by the central bank was up. He was already preparing for life after Access Holdings. That's the kind of person Herbert was. And we've all talked and celebrated his passion and the drive that he put towards Nwigwe University. In 2023, the Nigerian University Commission granted a license to the Nwigwe University, and Herbert's vision was to create a fearless generation of world-class university graduates who excelled as entrepreneurs, leaders, and innovators. He was very particular about where this location could be. He chose Isiokpo, his local government. He wanted to put this community, this state, Africa, and of course Nigeria on the map. He was going to set up a world-class university that every African, anywhere in the world you are, would be proud of this color of your skin and the heritage of the black race that we all belong to. Herbert got married in November of 1995 to his heartthrob, Chizoba. He fondly called her the most beautiful, and we definitely can attest that she was. And together, they became the quintessential global power couple, establishing relationships with friends, partners across the world. Their first child, Chizi, is a spitting image of Herbert, while Tochi, his second child, is Doreen's carbon copy. Chizi, a graduate of Georgetown University, was following his father's footsteps with a career in finance as an employee of AFC. Tochi, with degrees from NYU and Imperial College London, has also commenced a career in banking. But Herbert and Chizoba were not done with child rearing. After a 10-year break, they added David, Anna, and Okachi to the Nwigwe clan. Herbert demonstrated extraordinary dedication to his family, never failing to prioritize their needs and desires. From the earliest stages of each child's life, he was there to witness each milestone, offering guidance, support, and encouragement